Welcome to the session. The topic that I'm going to discuss in this session is extending desktop functionalities using Runtime SDK. The main objective of this session is to understand ArcGIS Runtime SDK and how this will help you in building powerful desktop and mobile native apps for Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, iOS. This is the overview of seminar. Here we are going to discuss the following topics. First, we will provide you with an overview of Runtime SDK. Next, we will introduce the Runtime SDK architecture, followed by how to get started the SDK. And then we will look into the ArcGIS Runtime capabilities like online, offline capabilities and 3D content. And finally, we will wrap up the session with the licensing and demonstrations. So let us start the overview of runtime. What is the runtime? ArcGIS Runtime allows you to develop applications with JS capabilities like starting from simple map display to advanced analytics and visualizations. We can build geocentric applications for phones, laptops, desktops, and other devices. And this application can directly access device storage sensors, GPU, other device capabilities. We can use the software or platform as service concept. We have to host your data in the cloud. And crucially, this runtime provides supports for the offline workflow where your application will be using the environment without any network. Continue to the overview of Runtime SDK. ArcGIS Runtime provides APIs for building map-centric native applications. This application running on the devices for popular platforms that we know. We can use the runtime to integrate ArcGIS into your existing or planned line business apps, and it supports 64-bit environment. ArcGIS Runtime SDK is free, can download for the runtime from the runtime site and start to develop. It is a task platform and task platform device. We can use develop one technology, we can deploy into many devices. The development application will work both in offline and online environment. That is very important. Development application is one of the platform and deploy into multiple platforms. Developed application can be distributed to Google Play Stores, App Stores, and Windows Stores while we are creating the mobile applications. Applications are simple to deploy and can run through the application also pen drive also. It is a lightweight application. It is deployment is very simple. Just copy the related DLLs with the exe files in the one folder. It is not required to any supporting softwares. Just you can run the pen through the pen drive also. It is very lightweight application. Coming to the next slide. This is a very important slide. Let us move to the ArcGIS architecture of runtime. If you see this image, we can have get idea. From the architecture, we can see ArcGIS runtime supports 6 platforms: Android, iOS, Mac, Linux, Universal Window Platform, WinUI, and Windows. ArcGIS runtime have different versions. The latest version is 100.13 version, which now supports the building the desktop apps with WinUI. If you see the first not yet, the WinUI is latest. It is this 100.13 version. It is launched. It's for the 100 WinUI. It should be noted that developer this window apps user need to have at least Windows 10 or later version for this WinUI. And if you check this one, ArcGIS runtime supports 6 APIs: .NET, iOS, Java, Mac, Qt. It also allows you to select the development environment for your choice. So if you are a developer of .NET, you can choose the .NET. You can if you are a .NET developer, you can develop window applications as well as Android iOS application. Suppose I'm an Android developer. I'm using choose the Android developer. I'm using Android SDK. I can develop my own SDK native application in the Android device. If you are a Java developer, suppose I'm a Java developer, I can build a Java application, but it is deployed into the Windows and Linux. Suppose if you are a Qt developer, that beauty of Qt is if you develop application in Qt, we can deploy into all the platforms, Windows, Linux, Mac, Mac, Android, iOS, and it allow you to select the development. That is the developer choice. This would help you user to integrate their solutions. You can integrate the solution. Suppose you are create some third party application, you want to some map location required. For that one, you can use our API, integrate the map location in your application. And finally, this API have common core architecture. It is developed in C++. That is very useful. All technologies have same capabilities. The main advantage of C++ architecture means it is hardware accelerated rendering. That is one, and independent from the API chosen performance wise, and also common conceptual model across all public APIs, and capability is the same for across all APIs and devices. All technology are same capabilities are there. And public APIs can vary to the conform their platform norms. Coming to the get started. How to get started to the runtime. First, before you start the starting runtime, first to go for the history developers.arcgis.com site. This is a developer site. In the developer site, we have the documentation. We provide the web APIs, mobile APIs, native APIs, REST APIs. Now we are discussing about the runtime APIs. Here, if you click on the runtime click, this is the gateway of this runtime. Here, if you see, here we have a tab of home, sample code, API reference, and supports. In a home, if you see the overview, it will give all the information about how to get the started. What are the system requirements, installation process, what is the prerequisite, and get API. Here we have to get API is very important. Before you want to get the API key before you start the programming, you want to get the API key actually. Here we have first you want to log into the this developer account. Here is the dashboard. We have option for the API key generation. If here we have option to create the API key. This API key we can use the API key is nothing but here we can access our location services. What are the location services? Along with the API, history provides these are the location service. One is the base map, data hosting, data visualization, geocoding, routing, demographic information, spatial analysis, content management, offline. These all capabilities for these services, you must create the API. First, you have to create the API. After that, you provide the some sample code also. Here, if you see check here, we are providing sample code for all the samples, WPF, WinUI, UWP, Xamarin Form, and Android. If you click on WPF, RPC provides the capability wise. He provides a sample code for each capabilities. Suppose I'm adding to feature. He provides the code along with the relevant APIs. If you want to go for API reference here, API provides the API reference here. This is window API. In the window API, they provide API. If you want to develop application, first you choose the guide. From the guide, you get the idea how to installation process is going on. Next, go for the sample code, and you have to get any reference. You want to develop more. You go for the API level. What are the APIs are available, and from that one preparation, you can just after your installation the ArcGIS runtime SDK. If you are a Java, suppose that I'm showing to the .NET. Same way Java also, same way Qt also. Each technology have provided the same like that only. Home, sample code, API reference supports. If you have any questions are there. If you have any questions, just to log in here, you send the question to History Inc. Okay, they will provide the solutions for the supporting like that. Like a History that you are providing the some videos, Stack Overflow, Exchange, code sharing. Is also providing actually. Now I will go to start how to start the develop the Windows application using the runtime for .NET. If you go to Visual Studio, I'm going to Visual Studio. Here you want to start the project. While you are starting the project, it will show the templates. Actually, here see, while after installation the Windows Visual Studio 2019, I want to install the Runtime SDK. After install Runtime SDK, we have get this type of templates. This is for the with C++. This I'm clicking here and go to the next. I'll provide the name of the application. See demo app. Next, go to next. Create. After creating through template, here we can see we have in .NET, we have the Windows form, we can get the two. One is the XAML. In the XAML, we can design the UI here using the XAML code. We can design the XAML code. In C++, in the CS, we can write the whatever the functionalities. Add, edit, and deletions. We can perform geometry operations like a buffer, clip, convex hull, cut, and densify geometry. And also we can, using the right analysis, we can perform the routing, closest facility, and drive time analysis. We have option for the geoprocessing tools. You know, our history has one desktop ArcGIS Pro. In ArcGIS Pro, we have a hundreds processing tools are available. Using the tools also, we can use the tools as a GPK. We can use the tools into runtime. We can perform all the geoprocessing analysis using the ArcGIS Pro and tools. And other formats are available, TIFF format, IMG format, other formats are supporting, and allows you advanced symbology. Advanced symbology, nothing but we have a data. We want to we use the data as some informatic. For that one, we are using symbology. We have multivariate symbology, single layer symbology. We have so many options are available in the runtime. And also it is supporting the military symbology also. For defense purpose, RDS runtime supports the military symbology also, and can perform the dynamical 3D operations like a line of sight view shade. We can use the in 3D with dynamically we can create the line of sight view shade analysis by using the mouse move only. And coming to the what are the layers can supports in runtime. The following layers are that are supports in runtime applications. One is feature layer. You know, feature layer is a vector-based layer, and raster layer published as image service. If you are images are there, if you are mosaic data set there, you publish as image service are supporting the runtime. Map image layers, scene layers like a 3D layers, and supports of OGC like a WMS, WFS, WMTS. These are the layers supporting. It also supporting scene layers. Scene layers is nothing but we have to support 3D buildings, 3D views, elevation data, and also supporting vector tiles. Vector tiles, nothing but we have vector, some vector data is there. We can share as a vector tile formats. From the tile formats, vector tiles also supporting ArcGIS runtime. These are the layers supporting the ArcGIS runtime. And coming to the this is a very important slide. First slide I mentioned that ArcGIS runtime supports both online and offline. Now I will discuss when go for online, when go for offline. What are the conditions I will go to discuss. If you see this one online, if you have ArcGIS easily provide some ready-to services, base maps, what I'm showing you some location services, we can use directly if you are in online mode. For like that, you have ArcGIS server is there, you can directly use the services. We can also access the web maps from the ArcGIS online. You can access some base maps, dynamic layers, feature layers, geocoding layers, and also we have some routing services and geoprocessing services. These are some ready-made, ready-to-use services are available. We can use directly when you are in offline, when you are in online. Sorry, when you are in online. Suppose we are going to work for offline environment. How we are working offline environment? First, you see the symbol of this one. Here we have an option for ArcGIS Pro. ArcGIS Pro, go to the offline map. What it indicates actually. Okay, if you are developing application in offline mode, you don't have internet, it is a purely disconnected mode. For that one, you must prepare your data first in the Pro. First, before you start application, you require some base map for the reference. If you are in the online, we have already base maps are provided. If you are offline, you must make the data in the offline mode using the Pro. For that one, you must create the tile package. Tile package one here in the history we are providing some package format. Package nothing but we can. It is the lightweight actually package. If you want base map, go for the token like tile cache package. Okay. Suppose I want to use the some service. Suppose I have a service is there. I want to make in offline. For that one, we have option for mobile package. You can call the package mobile package. From mobile package, we can edit the data, we can add the data, we can identify the data. Suppose we have a data is there. Suppose I want to add my local data. At the time, if you don't have any online data, we can add the local data like a local database, shape files, raster files. And also one of the option is we can also create the geocoding offline also. That is a very good in runtime. We can create the locator file in offline mode. Instead of accessing the online geocoding, we can use the local geocoding also. For that one, you must use the ArcGIS Pro and create the locator files. And same way, we can create the routing also using the ArcGIS Runtime, ArcGIS Pro. See, for the making the preparation of the data and prepare the this type of locator file packages, you must use the ArcGIS Pro. We have so many geoprocessing tools are available. Easily provided geoprocessing tools. From the tools, we can make all the data first. After that, suppose I want to do some geoprocessing analysis. Easily providing so hundreds of tools, geoprocessing tools. If you go for ArcGIS Pro, we have so many tools are there. In the tools, we have to just geoprocessing tools. Just that one you make using the GPK called as a geoprocessing package. If you are a geoprocessing means create the geoprocessing package. If you are a dynamic map means you create the map package. If you want means base map means go for the tile package. These are the packages are there. If you want geoprocessing service, you create the GPK from the using ArcGIS Pro. From that one, you can access the GPK in your application. You can perform the analysis. And also it supports some ENC charts, KML, other formats. This we can support offline. After first you want to prepare the data for ArcGIS Pro. Later we can access this data into the your in application in the API, whatever you are developing the .NET, Java, Qt. After deployment also, this when you want to put the deployment, you put the data into one folder that is called a data folder. From the data folder, we can access the data. You can access into the your application. That if you want to deploy the application, you must put the one folder for data, another folder for the what are the required DLLs, EXEs. You can put the one folder, and you can copy it into your pen drive or your other system. It will run automatically. Will take the local files also based on the your requirement. I hope you have clear the online offline. When you are go to offline, for offline you want to make the data in Pro. If you are online, internet means directly you can access your ready-to services. These are the. I hope you understand these two differences. This is very important slide. If you come into raster, I will tell one raster. For raster, we have supporting CRF detailed. Detailed is for the elevation data, and supporting GeoTIFF, HFA, HRE, IMG, JPEG, NITF, PNG, RPF, STRM, SRTM, USGS, DEM. We can support all the raster files. KML also it supports some OGC, KML 2.2 version also. And EMC layers, if you are in .NET, it supports X60, S57, X63 also. And also we can you can support the some Geo package and shape files, mobile database also. Mobile database nothing but if you call the Pro, we can call the file database. If you want to make use in the runtime, you can use directly create the mobile database. For the mobile database, it is a lightweight database. Using ArcGIS Pro, we can create the mobile database. For that also require the ArcGIS Pro. And finally, we can the key point is for offline user need to ArcGIS Pro. That is the main key point. For offline, you need to use the ArcGIS Pro. That is the main key point. Coming to the next slide. I will tell one scenario. Update on offline map. Okay. When the situation will come. Suppose your device is working on the forest area. In the morning, you will go to the forest, you collect the data. After that, you want to sync your database. See, one is the pure online mode, one is the pure offline mode. Now, update to offline mode. That also option available in the runtime. In the morning, go for the forest area. Forest area generally not available internet connectivity. You go for the forest area, you get the points. After getting points, you want to in the evening you go to your system. You want to sync to your database. You get the internet. For that one, ISRI providing option for the update online map, which is called occasionally disconnected. We call as occasionally disconnected. And offline map scenes data allowed to user continue to being the product when network is connected with poor and non-exist. User can explore maps, collect information, edit their data, nested data in the offline also, find the places, routes, new locations, disconnected. Once connected to the re-established, once connected is connected, user can update their offline map into the by downloading the once level to the offline map. Means we can sync to the your service. Suppose you are publishing feature service. The feature service you are down when you are publishing feature service, history has available, runtime has available to download the data from extent into your mobile. After you are collecting the data in the evening when the internet connecting, automatically you have clicked on the sync button. Automatically the offline data will sync to your services, feature services, online services. That option also available in the update version. Now we discuss about the one is online mode, one is offline mode, and occasionally offline mode. Now go to the see if you see the synchronization bi-directional upload edits, download changes only, read only, schedule for updates. How they are syncing? Once it is offline mode, and it is online coming. It will whatever edits are coming, it will edit to the update to the your service. Coming to the 3D content, ArcGIS runtime has one of the important capabilities 3D content, 3D capabilities. ArcGIS supports C layer containing the one of the four data point cloud 3D object integrated mesh. It displays the base map layers such as the street charted images, display the terrain and elevation layers using the terrain elevation service. If you are in the offline, how your elevation will come? For that one, you must use the detailed file. You must use the detailed file. The data file you can make as a package also. If you are more detailed files are there, it is heavy to the system application. For that one, you can make as a tile package layer, and display the real world objects such as the building, cars, trees. Display the 3D visualization from the 2D objects. Perform the 3D analysis like a line of sight with visibility 3D measurements also. You provide the context of temporary points, lines, polygons, text displayed as a graphics. You measure the distance and explore the spatial relationship between the two geometries. You can measure the distance in the building heights. You can in 3D also can measure distance. That option available in runtime. We have services available like a image service, tile package service, raster service. This service we can use as a elevation to the your 3D content, and it supports the integrated mesh also. Okay. Now coming to the next slide. See, these are the some 3D capabilities I'm showing to the in the GIF file format. Let us discuss 3D capabilities. Supports web scene first. It supports web scene. When your data and the 3D building data is there, you can support as a web scene, and a visualize 3D building which has published as scene service from the server. ArcGIS from the ArcGIS Pro, you must publish that service. That service you can consume into the ArcGIS runtime. You can access the in runtime. You can visualize 3D. Second, you can measure the distance of 3D buildings. Measure distance between the 2 points like a 3D height building bridges. And also can perform visual analysis of 360 degrees by mouse move only. If you see the picture of mouse move, from the mouse move only, we can visualize 3D analysis. Perform the scene from the given location. And that is very new update is floor awareness scene. So the 3D terrain, the floor aware reference to the map. If you see the picture, is seen with the indoor features that can be queried through level instead of facilities. We can see the indoor also. This is called the floor awareness scene. This is the latest version. It's updated actually. And coming to the next one, it is some terrain. We can make the terrain for defense, especially for the defense and homeland securities. For defense, for viewing scene of mountain regions, applying terrain surface to scene, recognize the slopes, valleys, and elevation areas. And finally, I will discuss about very important for augmented reality. If you are mobile, we can visualize augmented reality also using the runtime. It supports some this runtime Android, iOS, and .NET. For .NET are supporting the runtime Android, so we can create the augmented reality. Runtime supports the augmented reality. And coming to the next slide, utility. You all know what is the utility network. Utility network is the Israel's next generation network technology for electrical, gas, water, wastewater, and telecom. At the same time, utility network capabilities for your app. It is shipped with the 100.6 version in the mid of 2019. It enhanced with the 100.7. And what are the capabilities? What you can you create in the what can perform the capabilities in our app using the utilities? You can display the utility networks, visualize the assets on the map, see how assets are connected, whether it is a electrical, gas, water, wastewater, telecom, all are supporting. And we can display the utility networks section below, and also you can trace the resources like a gas, water, electrical, and so on flow through the utility systems like upstream, downstream connectivity. We can perform using the utilities tracing and get associated with utility elements. Association let you model connectivity between the points that are not coincide. We can check that one. And the structural support of assets feature engage within the features. And also very important is take the utility network offline. This is the 100.12 version came. We can take the utility network offline that available that capability available in the runtime. The main is we can perform the schema, association, and tracing. These are the foundational class of the utilities. We can support in the runtime. Now we will go for the demo. Now I will show some demo on this one. If you check this one, we have a supporting some runtime layers. It supports some ENC charts. Whatever discuss this one, you can ENC charts. This is a 57 chart. It supports the ENC charts. These are ENC charts and support some OGC layers, some geo packages. This is the raster geo package and support some raster layer. You can support some. This is a TIFF image, high level TIFF image, resolution image, and support some OGC WMS service. This is OGC WMS service, WMTS service, and tile layer. It supports some tile layers. These are tile layer and supports OGC KML. It supports some OGC KML and support WMS service. It supports some WMS service. These are the services, OG services supported by runtime. Coming to the map, it supports to add the local shapefile. I'm adding the local shapefile. Here we can change the symbology and labeling also. If I click in this one, we can change the symbology as per requirement and we can add the labeling for the shapefile. And coming to the network analysis, we can perform the routing analysis, find the routing. Just click this on the route. It will give the direction of the routing. It is the online service, routing service. It will give the direction of the routing from the where it started and how to go, what are directions also providing. And coming to the local closest facility. Closest facility, I have a hospitals are list of hospitals are there. And just click on the dynamically one point. It will show the which is the nearest one. Using network analysis, we can perform the closest facility and routing. Coming to 3D content. 3D content, we can perform some animated graphics. We can perform some scene mesh layers. We can add the mesh layer. This is the mesh layer, also supported. This is the mesh layer. You can support mesh layer 3D part. Check here, this is mesh layer. And we can distance measure. We can perform the distance measuring. We check here, we have add the 3D web scene data. For internet base, it is slow. Now I can able to measure the distance of building heights using the distance measure tool. Here, this is a measurement. I just click the new measurement. Your option is there. Just imperial and metrics. Within the metrics, I click the new measurements. Click on the button, which building of heights. It will show the directed vertical wise. It will show the distance. If you see the image, how means it supports some like a whatever discuss about the 3D buildings. We can add the trees. We can add the buildings structures. You can see if you see this type of capabilities in the runtime, we have that now. Coming to the point cloud, it supports the point cloud system. It supports the point cloud. Check here, it supports point cloud. ArcGIS runtime supports point cloud in 3D. If you see the heights, if you red one is the heights are there. There are some trees, some buildings. Thus ArcGIS Runtime supports point cloud. And coming to the it supports some elevation also. You can have two elevation also. Suppose for defense, for homeland security, give the clear elevation, how terrains, valleys, everything. And coming to the animated graphics, it supports some simulations. It supports some simulation. I want to add one simulation using Haveli. I'm using some CSV file. Here you can add this, you can move the flight movement using the simulation. You can increase the speed also. If you increase the speed, the flight is moving. It will show the right side what is the altitude, heading, pitch, roll. We can also perform the multiple flights at a time. If we check downside, we can see the left hand downside. In 2D also it will show the location actually, how 2D is moving, how 3D is moving. This is the elevation 3D. Now we will show what is the utilities, what is utility supporting. Now go to the utilities. You can perform some tracing here. This is utility data. You can perform tracing. Taking time for loading the data. Yeah, data is going good. This is our online services. Here we can tracing, we can perform connected upstream, downstream, and sub networks. Just I'm using the upstream. I click on any map, any location. I click on the map. One location. Tracing. You can click the map. Trace you can do. Connected means taking time. If same thing you can do, so these are connected actually. Okay, like that only we can do the some value isolation also. Coming to the presentation part, now we will discuss about the what are the toolkits available in runtime. ArcGIS runtime provides the toolkits, either toolkit related supports for the WPF. Now I'm showing WPF toolkit. We have available components like each technology have toolkits are there. I will showcase the .NET toolkits like a base map gallery, bookmarks, compass, feature data fields, legend, weather tools, pop-up overview, and some symbol display, rendering, time slider. These are the toolkit available. We can consume toolkits. You can make your application very beautiful using toolkits. And coming to the local server. This is very important, local server. Why it is a local server very important means many of customers asking that what is a local server. Local server nothing but I discussed about the offline environment. For geoprocessing tools, for performing the geoprocessing analysis, you want to create the GPK using the ArcGIS Pro. For using a GPK, you perform in the click on the using the GPK. For running the GPK, you require the local server. History also provide the local server SDK for each version. You can just download SDK. After download SDK, you just start the coding. Here, I have some samples also available. Local server nothing but it is a mini ArcGIS server dedicated to one client app. See, if you check here, ArcGIS server means you publish as a service as a REST. Okay. Here also the local server when you are running the GPK, it will create internally as a service like a GP service. It supports both Windows and Linux desktop and supports desktop and Pro packages. Now it supports Pro only. First you create the packages and also you can perform some advanced analytic workflows. Means you can perform some geoprocessing task and also running the geoprocessing task with the local server requires the ArcGIS Pro. You can share the GPK in ArcGIS Pro after GPKX, that is file as GPKX. Now this GPK file X can authored by the ArcGIS Pro using the model builder. For making the model GPKX, you can create the model builder or Python scripting. From the Python scripting, you can share as a GPKX in the ArcGIS Pro. And also we can locals are also allowed to add the image layers, feature layers from the ArcGIS Pro map packages. And local server concept can use only desktop application only. Means it is not work for the mobiles. It works only desktop applications. While you are creating the Linux and Windows applications, that time only we can use the local server concept. Or while you are using the offline geoprocessing task. While you are performing the geoprocessing task in the mobile, you must use some your services or online services. As local server concept not supporting in the Android iOS. It supports only Windows and Linux environment. See, local server nothing but it will create the mini server to the GPK, means sorry, GP, geoprocessing analysis, geoprocessing task. Coming to the licensing part. Finally, we come to the licensing part. So, four type of licenses are there. One is the light. This is the developer license. We can view the maps, we can view the scenes, layers, and simple routing, fine routing for online services. Basics. When you go for basics, you want to edit your mobile database. Suppose you want to publish the your ArcGIS server services. You want to publish edit the online your ArcGIS services, some feature services for your local network. Suppose you are in local network, you can use the basics. Suppose you are using some ready to services, online services, you for the light. That is the difference of the light and basics. Light is we are providing key in the developer account. Just use the key and you can deploy to the applications for this map, scene, layers. If you go from the basic onwards, you must purchase the licenses from the history. Standard. When you go for the standard, suppose you want to access the local data. I already discussed what are the local data you supported. Shape file, raster, CNC charts. This, if you are accessing this data, you require the standard license. And also required to have work on the GPKX, local server concept, go for the standard. And coming to the advanced, when you are go for advanced, if you are in SDE related collections, advanced geoprocessing tools, go for the advanced tools. These are the advanced tools. Coming to the some analytical extensions also there. One is the standard advanced levels. We have some spatial extensions, 3D extension, network analysis also available. Based on the requirement, before you start the development, just you know what are your functionalities. Based on the functionalities, you must choose the licensing, which is the suitable license for your application. It is whether it is basic, standard, advanced. For your choosing your functionalities also using the functionalities, we can see we can get the what are the suitable licensing. Based on licensing, we can purchase licensing and deploy yourself only in your applications. Now demo on the toolkit. Here, before I go here, see in the application, I have demo app is there. I have only two folders are there. One is the data folder. In the data folder, I put the all information. One imagery files, ENC chart, shape file. And in deployment, I use only the EXEs and some DLLs only added. Using this one only we can deploy here. It's a very simple deployment. Coming to the toolkit, here also same thing. Just double click the toolkit. Here toolkit also it supports the bookmarks. It supports the bookmarks. Some ready-made code is available and supports the table of content. See, if you want to create the table of content, you can use the TOC toolkit table of content. How to it's beautiful. Just you have to symbol also there. You can on the off the layers. Check the layers. Group layers also created, and you can create the compass for scene and map. And measure tools. You can measure the tools, but distance up to from the two distances, area and features in centimeters, kilometers. These are ready-made toolkit is available. You can download it from GitHub. A pop-up viewer. This is why I'm telling about in the runtime only. .NET for Windows, and also you can create the scale line, scale view. These are the capabilities are there for the toolkit. These are the capabilities for toolkit. If you want to, if you want to use the toolkit, means just go to the toolkit. You just download the toolkit from the GitHub. Coming to the this one here, I will tell what are the what are the geoprocessing tools available. Suppose you click here, we have a local server supporting geoprocessing tools. See, if this is the supporting geoprocessing tools in the ArcGIS Pro. If you are basic using, you require the runtime standard. See, if you want to go for the offline environment, you require the Pro also. For that one, these are the licensing part. Here, these are the tools are available. These are the tools or the geoprocessing tools are available. Just go through the tools and create the GPK. You can perform analysis based on the tools using the local server. These are the tools are available, and some extensions are available. Extensions. If you go to the licensing part, it will show the licensing also. This is a local server concept. What is local server? How to run the local global services? How to create the GPK path? You can everything you can provide in the guide. Actually, just go through a guide and start the development. Now, that's by my side.